Welcome to The Advocates. I'm Aaron Dean. West Hollywood, or WeHo, is an iconic queer city that is bringing people of all kinds together. Most recently, a Halloween celebration that was equally frightening and fabulous. It's one of the most unique Halloween celebrations anywhere. The city turns a 1 mile stretch of road into an exhibition, okay? The city turns a 1 mile stretch of road into an exhibition of self-expression and love. It was back this year after being on hold for COVID. West Hollywood Mayor Pro Tempore John Erickson says that WeHo's Halloween Carnival is the highlight of the fall season. Hey John, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. It's great to be here with you.
So please share with our audience, a little bit how you arrived in WeHo and what you're doing as Mayor Pro Tempore there.
Well, it's great to be here with you all. I'm John Erickson. I happen to be and have the great privilege of being the honor, being the Mayor Pro Tempore of the city of West Hollywood. I actually started in the city of West Hollywood as an intern with the city council offices when I was finishing my PhD. And there I learned about this amazing city that I have called home now for the past 12 years. And the amazing history of the city fighting for LGBTQ rights, women's rights, the environmental rights, workers' rights, and fell in love with it and worked my way from a council intern to a chief of staff for one of the former council members. And then I left the city for outside work and came back as a commissioner on the Planning Commission, and then decided to run and represent my community in 2020. And well, here we are.
Wow, so you've done a little bit of everything, just to say the least.
Yeah, my hair is typically gray, but it's blonde right now. But that's how we make sure we just keep our age a secret here in West Hollywood.
Okay, that's right. All right. So as we know, WeHo is one of the most recognizable LGBTQ cities in the world. So what does the city do to make sure and also ensure that the community there is not only safe but also thriving?
Well, safety and the reassurance of our community members that we're fighting for the rights of the LGBTQ community are long traditions and principles that we all hold here, no matter really who sits in these offices. It's really who we are as a city. The city is a long-standing tradition, from being the first city to have a domestic partnership registry to fighting against the discrimination against people who were being discriminated against for HIV and AIDS, to first marriages right before Prop 8 and after the Supreme Court declared same-sex marriage legal, to then doing things that we're looking at now that are all in the news, from ensuring that we not only have a drag laureate program who proudly reads at our West Hollywood library, to then saying that we stand with our trans and gender nonconforming communities in these unprecedented attacks. And so the work that we are doing here is not only ensuring that everyone knows, both here in West Hollywood, regionally, as well as nationally and globally, that we are the LGBTQ capital, but we will put our resources and our time into fighting for those rights at a time when we are seeing everything be at risk again.
Yeah, and like you said, kind of let's look at that even more specifically. Like we said, there's a rise of anti-LGBTQ hate and legislation and rhetoric across this country. What are some of the specific things that's happening in WeHo that you all are doing, to kind of help either combat that from coming to you guys, or to keep your community, keep the community safe?
Yeah, one thing that we've done is we've declared ourselves a transgender sanctuary. So, as we've seen with the unprecedented attacks against our trans community, we not only are looking at our policies, but also how we can implement safer protocols for all members of our community. Community safety is another big one. So, in rises of attacks, potential hate crimes, we want to make sure not only our law enforcement and our community safety departments are trained to respond to these issues professionally and accurately, with gender identity and pronoun usage and just sheer respect for our community. But then also, how are we creating better housing opportunities for the LGBTQ community, as well as everyone at large? How are we ensuring that when you come into West Hollywood, your rights are protected? And that includes everything down from infrastructure to housing to rent to workers' rights and to the minimum wage. We're ensuring that West Hollywood leads the way on all these issues, because if 1.89 square miles can swing well above its weight street, that means cities like Los Angeles, Long Beach, and others should and could be doing it as well.
And we talked about safety and things like that, and let's turn the page and talk about thriving and activities there. WeHo recently held the annual Halloween Carnival. Tell us a little bit about what that is and how it's a staple specifically in that community.
So the West Hollywood Carnival, not Carnival, we always have to say the Carnival, is a world-class event. We have seen people fly in from all over the world to participate along the streets of Santa Monica Boulevard in their best costumes. The pandemic, of course, didn't allow us to have it for the last several years, and this was the first year back, and we saw upwards to over 150,000 people for one night take to the streets of West Hollywood. And remember, this event in its heyday was seeing well over 400 to 500,000 people there. Our businesses are packed, our community is packed, and people are coming together and showing off some of their best looks. There was a lot of great looks. There was a lot of Kens and some Barbies. I wouldn't say enough, of course, this past Halloween. But West Hollywood is known not only for our Halloween festivals, but also for our Pride Festival. And Pride lives and starts here in West Hollywood every year.
Well, see, we have something else. We have something in common. I was a Ken doll for Halloween as well. Now, next year, I'll have to do it again and come to the Carnival.
Yes.
I have to show you how I did it, okay?
Yes, please do. I mean, I did it mainly for selfish reasons because I got to wear a really warm sweater that said "I am Knuff," and I didn't really have to do much, but get my hair done. And so, it's a win-win because it was a little chilly per California standards, but we saw some amazing costumes, and people were having the best time on the boulevard.
And you also mentioned how this event, impacts those local businesses. Kind of talk about how, these local businesses are really part of the heartbeat of that community, but also having this event come back with, huge support, how that's helped those businesses.
We love our business community here in the city of West Hollywood. I love our businesses. I go out and spend way too much money at many of them every day of the week. But we have some amazing hotels, world-class destinations here in West Hollywood, from the most unique bars to the landmark Abbey, which has been around forever, to a thriving Rainbow District where everyone and anyone can come partake in all the great joy that is West Hollywood. We see so many people coming to these events like Halloween and Pride and everything else that we do throughout the year. And as we see, it's a really great boom to our local economy. And any way that we can help our local businesses recover from a COVID pandemic as well as everything else that we've been seeing in the world, we're here to help, and we're here to make sure that we make that possible.
Yeah. And with this event returning like this, what were some of the things that you all did differently this time that necessarily didn't happen the first time when it comes to like activities and getting the word out and stuff?
So this year it was its first year back, and whereas in the past we've had DJs all over the boulevard, this year we said we're shutting down the street. We're going to see what that's like. And we're going to have a DJ at Santa Monica and San Vicente right in the heart of the Rainbow District. So that way, when that's done, people can kind of disperse and go into the bars. Sometimes the simplest solution is the easiest one. And as we saw, a lot of people came and had a great time nevertheless. We also had an amazing cannabis event that took place. It was a private ticketed event along Santa Monica Boulevard, highlighting our amazing cannabis industry here in West Hollywood and our lounges, our world-class lounges and retailers out there. And I got to judge a costume contest that same night. So let's just say there's a lot of great looks going on in that little venue as well.
And through this event, what can other cities, either surrounding you guys or just anywhere across the country, what can they learn about celebrating inclusion versus pushing it away?
When your city's mission includes inclusion or diversity, people are going to come. We see people from all over the world, frankly, fleeing cities and states that are trying to restrict their way of life or just their identities in general. It's not good for tourism. It's not good for business. But here in West Hollywood, our books and our businesses are not only open to say, we love you, we treasure you, but we want you to be a part of our amazing community, because when diversity is a part of the equation, there's no stopping how well your city will perform.
Thanks so much for watching The Advocates. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to stream us live, and you can even subscribe to our YouTube channel. For The Advocate channel, I'm Aaron Dean.